Okay guys, we're doing this lovely lodge, garden lodge today. Floor, as you've probably already seen, covered in plastic. Don't like messing about with dust sheets. Wires. Rather than mess about with these, if you haven't had some crazy electrician leaving 3 foot of wire sticking out, and you should generally be able to curve these wires up and get them inside the box so they just don't get in your way. And you get onto your skimming. You can basically generally just twist them around and most of these should fit in. If a sparky has left 3 foot of wire hanging out of what is definitely just a basic socket, you could probably chop a fair bit off, but yeah, be careful what you do. Because if you chop off a wire that needs to be long, you're not going to be thanked for it. Okay. When I do my tape, I just generally use a nice sharp filling knife, because when you do, you can push it on nice and easy. Just cut the end off. Like so. There's quite a few beads going to be stuck up in here around the windows, and for most of that today I'm probably going to use a Mitafix glue, because the boarding's done a nice job, has been done on the boarding. Got some decent edges around the windows, so we shouldn't have to mess about levelling up any of the beads, so we can more or less just stick those on. Now you should have allowed yourself enough time to, on your job and price wise when you're pricing it up, to be able to, unlike I did with a job the other day, get everything done over a couple of days. I mean, a job like this could be, this whole thing could be done in a day. Even on your own, but it's a bit of a, not a rush, but it's just not very chilled out. And I've allowed a couple of days to do this job, so today I can just fill my beans, getting the old plastic down the floor, getting all my joints taped there, get all my angle beads cut and stuck on. I'll skim the ceiling of this thing today, but yeah, I might call it an early day after that. Just pop back tomorrow, pop the walls on. Nice relaxed job. Everything goes smooth. You're not under any pressure. If you put in a decent fixed price for the job, not day work, but a fixed price, then you're more than allowed to cover your material costs, getting shot of the rubbish, the time that you're going to be on the job, a couple of days. A couple of days' money, so you're looking at least £400 if you're a £200 a day geezer. Put your materials on top of that. One of the things. So, years ago this was done with a Hessian scrim, a lot thicker obviously, wasn't self-adhesive. And you had to basically bed it into plaster, which added to the old time on the job. I mean guys, when you're doing any of this plastering work for a living, if you've got time to spend sponging stuff up, I don't do sponging, there's nothing wrong with sponging, it's lovely. But to be quite honest with you, I've never seen the point to it. And in my opinion, it kind of it's just another job you're doing that you don't need to do. But each to their own on that. I mean, I'll always advise on this channel, but I'm never telling you how you should do your job. Unless you're doing something that's absolutely ridiculous. Also, if like me you are going to be filming some of these jobs, you can't be rushing it, trying to bash it all out in one day, because you've got to keep turning your camera on, off, moving it around, shifting it about. I don't yet have the luxury of a cameraman that I can have paid to spend the whole day on site with me. Alright Roger. I don't think you can quite see it, but if on the edges of the windows you've got a bare plaster edge and you're worried about the suction through the bead, you can put a bit of PVA on them, on the bare edges of the plasterboard, but you don't really need to. Well, not if the bead's covering. If it's to the side of the bead, then it's probably a good idea. Putting plastic down on the floor takes a little bit of time, but keeps it nice and clean. When you're on stilts, much safer, because the rubber feet could get easily so caught up in a dust sheet on the floor. You've got plastic pulled nice and tight, much safer walking around on stilts, not on this job obviously. And at the end of the job, pull it up. Takes a few minutes, well, don't even take that, it takes about a minute, and your floor's nice and clean, and you're ready to go home. And the customer loves it. The cleaner and tidier you can leave a job when you walk out the door, I tell you, it will work no ends for you, for getting recommended and for getting a lot more work in. But people can get a plastering job done, and a nice one, they're happy as Larry. If you leave the place spotless, they're happy as two Larrys. And two Larrys get more work than one.